This is the sixth gate, Kammasaka Zen, known as the hands of the Master. This is Dharma talk number 9. This is the final Dharma talk in the sixth gate. It's the interconnection of the hands of the Master, interconnection of the ox-herding pitcher riding the ox home. It's also the interconnection of the koan, when walking just walk, when sitting just sit. It's also the interconnection, how it interconnects the fourth step on the Eightfold Path, known as right action. And also incorporates the second of the six perfections, the perfection of morality. So, the first precept of the Buddha, to abstain from the taking of life. That's also looking at that as well. In the sixth gate of Kammasaka Zen, known as the hands of the Master, it invites a profound exploration of the interconnectedness of all actions and all phenomena. This gate, steeped in Zen philosophy, represents or resonates deeply with the six ox-herding pitcher and the koan, when walking just walk, when sitting just sit, the fourth step on the Eightfold Path, right action, the second of the six perfections, the perfection of morality, and the first precept of the Buddha, which emphasizes on the abstaining from the taking of life. These elements, interwoven in the fabric of Zen practice, they illuminate the path to understanding and the unity and the interdependence inherent in all existence. By delving into these teachings, we can uncover the subtle threads and connect our actions, our morality, and the realization of the truth that surrounds us. So in the sixth gate, the hands of the Master, this simply signifies mastery in living with spontaneity and non-duality. We talked about this in previous Dharma talks. And it transcends dualistic thinking, where distinctions between self and other, subject and object, disappear. And it's in this state that the Master's actions emerge effortlessly. And they arise from a place of deep interconnectedness. Interconnectedness with the present moment. This gate encapsulates the Zen ideal of spontaneous action based in the concept of awareness. So the Master's hands symbolize not just the physical tools for interaction, but also the essence of the mindfulness in action. Each gesture, each touch embodies the whole of existence, as though through this lens that we understand the significance of it. It's through this lens that we begin to understand the significance of interconnectedness. Every action reverberates through the web of life, and every action is influencing and being influenced in return. So the hands of the Master also serve as a metaphor for how we merge and engage with the world. They remind us that mastery is not a static achievement, but an ongoing practice of alignment with the flow of life. And this teaching, it parallels the journey depicted in the sixth ox herding picture, the one of riding the ox home, where the practitioner begins to embody the Dharma effortlessly. Now, the ox herding pictures, as I've mentioned before, are a series of 10 images that depict the stages of Zen realization. This sixth picture, riding the ox home, it represents a pivotal moment when the practitioner has found and tamed the ox. Of course, the ox symbolizing the mind. And they begin the journey back to the world. This particular phrase illustrates the integration of realization into daily life. And in this stage, the practitioner no longer struggles with the mind, but moves in harmony with it. So, riding the ox, it reflects the joy and ease of living in alignment with one's true nature. And then the journey homeward, it symbolises a return to ordinary life. Yet it is no longer ordinary, because it is infused with the insight and understanding of interconnectedness. So the ox and the rider are one. And their unity echoes the Zen understanding that there is no separation between self and other. There is no separation between practice, Zen practice, and life. It's one. And then this insight connects directly into the koan. When walking, just walk. When sitting, just sit. Which emphasizes pure presence in every action. So, this koan, it encapsulates the essence of Zen practice. Complete immersion in the present activity without distraction. And then at its core, the koan teaches us to transcend conceptual thinking and to simply engage fully with the present moment. So, when walking, just walking, when sitting, just sit, is a call to simplicity and presence. It rejects the tendency to multitask or to let the mind wander, urging instead a wholehearted engagement with what is. This practice of mindfulness, it fosters a deep connection with the present, revealing the independent nature of all things. So, when we walk, we are not separate from the path. When we sit, we are not apart from the seat. This non-duality, it mirrors the teaching of the sixth gate, where the hands of the master act spontaneously, guided by the seamless unity of life. So the practice of this koan, it leads us naturally also to the fourth step on the Eightfold Path, right action. Now, right action is one of the cornerstones of the Buddha's teachings. It guides us as practitioners to live ethically and harmoniously. It involves refraining from actions that cause harm. It involves refraining from actions and helping to cultivate those actions that benefit oneself and also benefit others. So this ethical framework is not merely a set of rules, but rather a reflection of the interconnected nature of life. Because right action is based in understanding that our deeds have consequences. Actions have reactions. Causes have consequences. So it calls for mindfulness and compassion in all things that we do. Recognizing that harming another is ultimately harming oneself. And this principle aligns with the perfection of morality, one of the first of the six perfections, which emphasizes the cultivation of ethical conduct as a means to transcend self-centeredness. And when it's viewed through the lens of interconnection, then right action is not limited to grand gestures or moral dilemmas, but it extends to the minuet of daily life. So each action, no matter how small, contributes to the whole. And in the spirit of when walking, just walk, even the simplest acts can embody right action when performed with mindfulness and integrity. So the perfection of morality, Sila Paramita, is a practice of ethical discipline that supports the cultivation of wisdom and compassion. It involves adhering to principles that promote harmony and well-being, such as non-violence, honesty, and the respect for others. So, morality in the Zen context is not about rigid adherence to rules, but it's about living in harmony with the interdependent nature of reality. It is an expression of understanding that our actions affect the whole, and that ethical conduct is a natural outgrowth of interconnectedness. So, the perfection of morality it is embodied in the hands of the Master, whose actions arise spontaneously from a place of wisdom and compassion. This perfection is not a fixed state, but a continuous practice of aligning one's actions with the greater good. And then it finds resonance in the first precept of the Buddha, particularly the precept to abstain from the taking of life. as an acknowledgement of the sanctity and the interconnectedness of all beings. So this first precept, which recognizes the first noble truth, the reality of suffering, includes the ethical precept to abstain from the taking of life. This teaching underscores the interconnectedness of all living beings and the importance of compassion in helping to alleviate suffering. Abstaining from the taking of life, it's more than a moral guideline. It's a practice of honouring the actual web of existence, the interconnected web of existence. And by refraining from causing harm, we cultivate a sense of unity with all beings. This precept also serves as a reminder of the impact of our actions, encouraging us to practice mindfulness, to practice compassion, particularly in our interactions with others. So, in this context of Zen, this precept is not limited to physical acts, but extends into our thoughts and also into our intentions, because it calls for profound respect for life in all its forms, fostering a sense of responsibility for the well-being of the whole. And this respect is mirrored in the practice of the sixth gate, where the hands of the Master, in total harmony with the interconnected nature of reality, it completely interconnects. So the sixth gate of Kammasaka Zen, the sixth ox-herding picture, the koan, and the fourth step on the Eightfold Path, and the perfection of morality, and the first noble truth they're not isolated teachings, but they interconnect. They're interconnected strands of a single path, and together they illuminate the way to living in harmony with the nature, with the interconnected nature of existence. So the hands of the Master, riding the ox home, walking and sitting with presence, acting rightly, perfecting morality, and abstaining from harming all, it all points to the same truth. The truth is, we are not separate from the world, but we are intimately connected to it. So each step, each action, each thought contributes to the whole and shaping the fabric of life. So embracing this interconnectedness, we move beyond duality and self-centeredness. We start to allow ourselves to align ourselves with the flow of life. And it's this alignment. It's not an abstract ideal, but it's a lived practice, embodied in the hands of the Master, in the ox herder's journey, in the simplicity of walking and sitting, in the ethical conduct that honours the sanctity of all life. So, as we begin to engage with these teachings, we are invited to see the world not as a collection of separate entities, but rather as a dynamic, interwoven whole. And this vision of interconnection is at the heart of the Zen practice, guiding us to live with wisdom, guiding us to live with compassion, and guiding us to live with presence. I hope this sixth gate has been of value to you. Thank you for listening today.